in text 15.
One point three. One point four. One point five. One point six. One point seven. One point eight. One point nine. One point ten. One point 11. One point 12. One point 13. One point 14. The last one, 1.15. Next is Lakshita. She was playing the role of Myra. She was Baby Tiger. The other Baby Tiger was Vedan. The other peacock was Booby. And Aditi was playing the role of Dhruva. Lord Narayan was there. Rukmini was played by Sri Ram. And we have Alu, who couldn't make it to the drama, but she did the shlokas and the yoga part. Very beautiful, Alu. And our last narrator, who was narrating the whole story, was Vihan. So thank you so much to all the kids and of course the parents who worked hard so much to make them practice. We had many practice sessions during weekdays also and on Sundays, and also they have helped in the poster making. So thank you so much to all the parents and the teachers also. Magis.
Inhale, exhale. Keep breathing. Focus on your breathing. Nobody talks. Inhale, exhale. And focus, starting from your toe, try to relax your toe. Inhale, exhale. Your feet, your leg, your hips, stomach, lower back, mid back, your chest, shoulders, hands, your neck. Relax the entire body, your forehead, face, your head, your neck, your shoulders. Relax your body completely. Relax your body. Use your mind, run your mind throughout your body and relax. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and repeat with me. Inhale. 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 Shanti. 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 Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.
So please give to be doing ISKCON. Next slide. The Bhagavad Gita verse I chose was 2.6. It is Nachet Maha Kata Unagayo The brief summary of Kalia's story was that Krishna battled Kalia, who was a 100-headed serpent known as a Naga. He was poisoning the Yamuna River. At first, Krishna was ensnared in the demon's mighty coils, but he sprang free by summoning the power of the universe and trapping the snake beneath his foot. The snake submitted to Krishna's supreme powers, and the river was purified. Kalia's wives pleaded with Krishna to show mercy to their husband, which he granted. The dramatic composition foregrounds the beauty of the power of Krishna to restore and order the world of men. Some of Kalia's anarthas. His bad habits were being very cunning and full of malice, an embodiment of unrelenting cruelty, and deceitful behavior and being extremely cruel. Negative effects were deceit and cruelty are like poison to the artless, loving nature of Krishna's followers. Krishna consciousness would never entertain cruelty and deceitful people, whose purpose is to poison their society. If someone falls into the company of such evil, he or she should pray to Krishna. Krishna is sure to rescue him or her from all negative behavior. A scenario that goes with this is a big topic that represents the same qualities as Kali as cruelty was racism, because many people in this world still face racism and inequality of people with color. This relates to Kalia because the people who are racist are being cruel to people with color and not treating them fairly. Hare Krishna.
I am so confused in life. What's the point of it? Is there an end goal? Or do we all just have one chance to live? Make mistakes, maybe even correct them?
These are great questions. I think you should approach a guru. He can definitely help you and guide you.
Oh, okay. Do you really think so?
Yes, of course. You know, I know this guru named Ashirvad Bhagwan. He can do so much magic, help answer your questions, and maybe even give you a longer life. Perhaps you should try him out.
Magic? Wow, that's interesting. Maybe I will give it a try.
Vrinda then inquires for the location and reach of Ashirvad Bhagwan and goes to the one-on-one meeting with the self-proclaimed Bhagwan. Any questions you have, any desires you hold, I will quench your thirst for knowledge and wishes you have. I am the Almighty Ashirvad Bhagwan.
Okay, I've had this question for a very long time. Who am I?
You are you, of course, not anyone else. You are the person who woke up this morning, the person who went for a jog. Who else could you be?
Okay then. Now, I would like a brand new Tesla.
You seem very greedy, asking for all of these items. Oh, look at that. The session is over. Bye-bye now.
Found another one. You're fake as well.
After this incident, Vrinda didn't trust just anyone until she met an ISKCON devotee while at Sabzi Mandi.
I understand. Please join us for our Sunday feast program.
No. I am so tired of you fake institutions trying to persuade me to join just to have a public, then giving me fake knowledge.
No, I assure you, ISKCON is a place where you can find your true self, truly answer your deep doubts, and gain harmony with God.
No, I won't fall into such a trap. Do I have fool number 1 written on my face that you are trying to deceive me into coming to your guys' temples?
Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnanina sattvadarshana. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Come and see for yourself what we have in store for everyone. If you don't enjoy our lectures, help yourself to a plate of prasad. After all, who doesn't shelter to food at these times? And our sattvic and delicious diet can definitely tantalize your taste buds.
Wow, that was quite the wake-up call. I finally get it. Thank you, and see you on Sunday.
After finally getting persuaded, Vrinda goes to attend the Sunday feast program that weekend.
Evam parampara praptam The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science, as it appears to be, lost. There are so many bogus gurus we meet in our lifetime who impart to us big knowledge of philosophies that aren't directly
No
associated
way.
with the supreme
It's
personality of
almost
Godhead.
as if he's reading my mind right now.
It is very important for us in our life to choose a bona fide guru who can guide us and impart true knowledge. True knowledge is what we receive directly from the Lord and has been passed down through the chain of disciplic succession.
How do you make sure that the knowledge passed down isn't altered through the succession?
All the original scriptures have been written in our Vedas, which are composed of many kinds of literature, including things like the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, which are directly the unadulterated words of the Supreme. It is important to take shelter from a bona fide spiritual master and learn these philosophies in full truth. Thank you so much, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Vrinda. After a very enlightening class, Vrinda finds herself in a state of satisfaction, knowing she will be taken good care of by the Supreme Personality himself, Lord Krishna.
Everyone, I'll be doing the Demon of Vyomasura. So it's just a brief summary of the Vyomasura story. In his past life, he was a devotee king who has renounced his kingdom, and he had taken place in a hermitage. And in this hermitage, there is a sage named Sage Butsalya. Closer. There was a sage named Sage Butsalya, and he and his disciples came to the hermitage, but the devotee king did not properly welcome him. So Sage Butsalya cursed him to be a demon. But immediately after, begging for mercy, Sage Butsalya blessed him to be liberated by Krishna. So in his next life, he became Vyomasura. And while coward boys were playing cops and robbers, Vyomasura saw this, and he decided to take the disguise of a coward boy. And as he started to steal the coward boys and place them in a cave. Krishna saw this, and then he caught Vyomasura, killed him, and then he rescued all the coward boys. Next one. So, one anartha from Vyomasura is bad association. One anartha from Vyomasura is bad association, because it can be taken as a figurative meaning. Because the coward boys associated with Vyomasura, they were taken away from Krishna and placed in a cave. So similarly with bad association, they will influence you and give you bad habits, and you'll be taken away from the path of goodness. Next slide. So how to overcome this quality? One way to do this is to remove yourself from the bad group that has the bad qualities. So say if a group smokes or drinks, one way to get rid of this quality from you is to stop associating yourself with that group. If you keep associating with them, then slowly you will start to be influenced, and you might even start to smoke or drink. Because as you get more and more close with them, it'll be harder and harder to refuse. And go back. And another way to do this is to associate with a group that doesn't smoke or drink. So in this group, not smoking or not drinking is viewed positively on. So as a result, you won't smoke or drink. Next slide. So a story related to this. In middle school, at the beginning of the year, I was friends with people who I had common classes with, but after a week or so, I discovered that they weren't too serious about school, and they didn't have a really good work ethic. So I was still friends with them, but I decided to become closer with another group that was much more studious and was much more serious about school. So as a result, I was able to get good association in regards to grades. Next slide. Another demon I will be doing is Shakutasura. So in his previous life, he was a demon named Utkacha. Utkacha here chopped down trees at the hermitage of Lomasamuni, and Lomasamuni became very angry. So he cursed him to become bodiless. Utkacha begged for mercy, and Yomasamani blessed him that he would be liberated by a kick from Krishna. In his next life, Saktasura took the form of a cart, and Yashoda, thinking that Krishna was asleep, she placed him under the cart to help around with chores in Vrindavan. And Krishna, he woke up and became very hungry, and because Yashoda was not nearby, she could not tend to him, and Krishna became very angry. So as a result, he kicked the cart, and Shaktasura was liberated. So, Shaktasura represents bad habits. This is another figurative thing. So because Shaktasura has the form of a cart, the cart represents unnecessary load, and this unnecessary load can also be taken as bad habits. Negative impacts of bad habits are that it can decrease your productivity because you're spending time on this bad habit that you could be spending time on other things. And other negative effects will depend on the bad habit. Say if you gamble, you're probably going to lose money. And if you drink, you're going to face health issues. So either way, there's negative effects from bad habits. Next slide. So a way to overcome this quality. You can motivate yourself by setting a reward system. Say if you don't do this bad habit, you'll give yourself a reward. Maybe you'll eat a small snack or something like that. And another way to do this is to associate with a group that has like better habits. Say if you have trouble with maybe smoking, go to a group that doesn't smoke, and they will be able to support you and encourage you to not smoke. So in this way, you'll be able to overcome the quality. So story related to this quality. I used to have a problem with procrastination. For those of you who don't know what procrastination is, it's when you have a deadline. Say for example, you have a deadline a week later, but you choose not to do it because you have the time to do so, and instead you choose to relax instead of doing your work. So this is obviously a very bad habit because if something urgent happens, like the power goes out maybe, you won't be able to do your work last minute, and you'll get like a very bad grade because it's incomplete. So I tried to help myself by setting a reward system. Say for every hour of work that I do, I take maybe a 10-minute break or I eat a small snack. So in this way, I was able to overcome my bad habit. You might have seen the correlation between the two demons, but bad habits and bad association are related. So in the case of bad association, if you keep associating with the bad group, eventually you'll start to absorb their bad habits, and you'll have the bad habit yourself. And if you have bad habits, you'll look for a group that has similar habits to you and become associated with them. So in order to break out of this cycle, you need to have the willpower to not be like this, not have the bad habit. So that's how it can change.
Though a mass of gray was moving in across the northwest sky, the sun was still shining. As he ambled down the shrubby slope to the beachfront below, the man felt a chilly breeze coming through the trees. He turned up his collar and made his way more quickly to the little boat dock, with its slats of old soggy wood.
Boatman, take me across.
Yes, sir. Climb aboard.
Professor Bergen wasn't what you'd call an old man, gray to be sure, but so surprisingly, even athletic looking. In the subcontinent's academic circles, he had been a man to watch. There was perhaps no one who could match his virile wit, his sweeping command, and instant recall, in particularly every field of higher learning. The boatman had seen better days. His body was spent from thousands of hours of paddling in the sun. He was carrying on to keep his family fed and a roof over their heads. As the scholar leaped lethally into the deck and sat himself down, the boatman bowed in the waist.
Bergen, the water is becoming rather choppy. While you're out here, have you ever thought about the relationship between total Turk and cross-current impact?
No, sir, I can't say that I have.
For one thing, a more streamlined apparatus should likely yield a greater mechanical advantage. But then, I don't suppose you've studied much about physics, have you?
None at all. I just rowed this boat across the river.
Well, man, it appears that you've wasted 25% of your life. Batman, have you ever looked into statistics and probability? I'm thinking here of Gaussian or possibly Poisson distribution. With all these dark clouds coming in over us, do you have any idea what a graph of a storm probability would look like?
No, sir, I never have studied whatever it is you're talking about. I don't know what you mean.
You mean you've never studied advanced mathematics? Then, my dear fellow, you should know that you surely wasted 50% of your life.
You're probably right. I just rowed this boat across the river. By the way, there seems to be a big storm coming.
Tell me, Boatman, do you know anything about gauging deviations from the STP, standard temperature and pressure, to forecast wind velocity in a storm center?
I'm sorry, I don't, sir.
You're a bit dense, Boatman, aren't you? Are you telling me that you've never learned anything about meteorology?
I'm sorry, I don't, sir.
Aye. Well then, you've wasted a full 75% of your life. What do you have to say for yourself?
I just rowed this boat across the river. Say, hold on tight, it's really raining and blowing hard.
Batman!
Sir, we'll have to swim the rest of the way.
But I can't swim!
Then it looks like you've wasted 100% of your life.
The moral of the story is this. Whatever else we may learn in our life's journey, there's only one thing we all need to know. How to cross safely back to Godhead where our material body capsizes. Therefore, while technological science can analyze things and perhaps make our voyage more comfortable, we need practical spiritual knowledge to make it more successful.
Okay, so the next demon is Agasura. And I'm sure we all know this demon, but a brief summary. He was the younger brother of Budna and Bakasura, and he assumed the form of a great python and expanded the length of 8 miles and grew as high as a mountain. Now, obviously, with a snake this big, the cowherd boys were, they didn't know that this was a snake. He opened his mouth wide and just rested in the Vrindavan. And he was there for a long time. So they're like, let's explore this, because we know the natural, characteristic of cowherd boys is to be curiosity filled. So they start entering the mouth, and little do they know this is actually the entrance to. This isn't the entrance to a cave. This is the entrance to this big snake. And then. He's laying there with his mouth open. All of these cowherd boys are walking in. Finally, Krishna's like, okay, so this isn't gonna end up well. So Krishna, he also enters in order to protect his fellow cowherd friends. And he soon the cowherd boys, they fall into the poison, the acid of this big snake's stomach. And Krishna expands, he splits the snake in half, and he calls rain and saves these cowherd boys' lives from this great demon. And this represents many, many things. But the anarthas that this most commonly represents is that it's cruelty. He represents the mentality of cruelty to others, the violence and causing trouble to others out of envy. And this attitude is an offense against the chanting of the holy names. It may also manifest in the form of unwillingness to help other living beings by giving them to Krishna consciousness. So a scenario that goes with these anarthas is that just like Agasura tried killing all the precious cowherd boys, in recent events we know about the Texas shooting. These school shootings, they're multiplying. Year by year, more and more shootings. And I know every single time we hear this on the news, it breaks our heart. This time, 19 students killed, 2 teachers. It's and we can see the faces of them here on the slide, but just thinking about this, like Nirugasa, at least Krishna saved the cowherd boys. Here, in the age of Kali, like, these poor kids are gone. With their lives ahead of them, they're gone. And it shows how, what type of world we live in now, in the age of Kali, and how we need to go back to Krishna. We can't keep living in a world like this. So I did another demon, Bakasura. And we also know the story of Bakasura, but the pastime is that Bakasura was a crane. And like, cranes are very similar to swans. They live in the same habitat, and they stand up in one place as if meditating. And with one leg drawn up, it even symbolizes like a yogi standing with one leg up. But what does the crane meditate on? It meditates on its fish. And it's just watching, waiting, meditating on these fishes. And the moment it sees this fish, it catches it. In the same way, this demon, it came assuming the form of this huge crane. And it was watching, waiting. All these cowherd boys were playing near the area. And they slowly go closer, but this is a huge crane they're seeing. And suddenly, this crane lunges out, like it was stalking its fish. This demon crane lunges out and swallows Krishna. Now, obviously, he's Krishna. He turns fire hot, and he expands and jumps out of the crane. The crane immediately spits him out, like, what is going on? But the crane doesn't give up. The crane then again tries to swallow Krishna. This time, Krishna is like, no, this isn't gonna work. So Krishna, with his legs and hands, with his beautiful soft cowherd, with his like just Bala Gopala hands, he splits open the mouth of this big majestic crane, and in front of all the cowherd boys, everyone's whooping, everyone's cheering. He saved them yet again. So now what this demon represents is false religiosity, cunningness, duplicity, and deception, a lot of deception, hypocrisy, and the outward manifestations of a false lifestyle of cheating activities. So I picked a verse that went with these anarthas. We can all say it together. A performer in the mode of ignorance is one who is undisciplined, vulgar, stubborn, deceitful, slothful, despondent, and a procrastinator. These are all qualities that we see in this demon, and a scenario that goes with these qualities. So I picked from the Shastra. It says, when there is, you do not kill unnecessarily an animal even. Not even an ant. You should be non-violent by your nature, but when there's aggression, there are enemies, and Dharma Yuddha is applied. But loving God means following what instructions are given to us, such as obeying your parents. But in the same way, in this age of Kali, people are not taking their religion seriously. Now, I'm not just speaking for, our movement, even Muslims, even Christians. For example, in the Bible, it states that thou shalt not kill. And as we know, there are thousands of slaughterhouses and people even eating raw meat without a single thought, is this okay? Is this, am I doing the right thing? And that's why this represents deception. just like this crane. They thought it was an innocent crane, but he swallowed Krishna. So in the same way, we should really take our devotional service in this life seriously, go back to him in this life, and hopefully before everything worsens, we'll get there soon. I'm praying for me, please bless me, praying for all of everyone, and Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Do the skit, more presentations, and then another skit. So, the introduction to this topic. Well, to start off in a broad term, Krishna's pastimes are mainly nitya, and meaning eternal, and naimitika, meaning occasional. And many of these pastimes took place in Vrindavan. So our acharyas say that by understanding these pastimes, we can clear the anarthas in our hearts and progress and clear all the material contaminations and guarantee progress in Krishna consciousness. These anarthas present themselves in many forms in front of us, and through the knowledge that we've gained throughout this discourse, we've learned how to avoid these anarthas and keep them out of our way from our progress of bhakti. So, when we hear demons of Vrindavan, at least for me, I think of these pastimes that Krishna just, had in Vrindavan to enjoy with the gopis, enjoy with his friends, and exhibit his power. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives us a very, very deep analysis of what these actually may mean to us, how we can apply it to our life, and how we can learn from it. And by Madhuri Sita Mataji and Ram Tulsi Prabhu, we learned how to apply this knowledge for us. Because more than a story, these demons represent a anartha, a quality that we want to avoid for our life so we can progress in bhakti. So, we all went over this, and the 9 stages of devotional service it begins with Shraddha, meaning faith. Initially, coming to temple requires a little bit faith. Then, Sadhu Sangha, obviously a byproduct of coming to the temple through that faith, is gaining devotee association with everyone. Bhajana Kriya, taking up the process seriously, learning how to chant, kirtan, lectures and everything. Then anartha nivritti, becoming free of all unwanted contaminations that may stop us from progressing in this process. Nishtha, steady faith. Nishtha and Shraddha are 2 very different terms that may be taken synonymously, and Nishtha is firm faith that leads us directly to the process, but Shraddha is the initial faith. And Ruchi is deep taste. Asakti, detachment from material objects and attachment to the Lord. Bhav, ecstasy, and prema, pure love, which is also known as Gopi Bhav, the stage of Gopi Bhav. And so one of the most important of these stages from here is anartha nivritti, becoming free from all unwanted material contaminations, and which is what we covered a lot in this discourse. This is one of the most difficult stages, and it is such by the next quote that I'll be reading. Srila Prabhupada greatly emphasizes on the need of anartha nivritti, and so this quote says, in this way, when anartha nivritti is finished, perfect, then he becomes firmly stuck up in Krishna consciousness. Tato nishtha, tato ruchi. Then taste. The taste is so nice that one cannot give up Krishna consciousness. One cannot give up chanting of Hare Krishna. It increases the transcendental taste, and after taste there is asakti. Krishna is speaking from that stage here. Maya sakta mana. Asakti, attachment. When there is attachment of Krishna, that is the almost final stage of your perfectional life. So evidently, even Srila Prabhupada here is emphasizing the importance of anartha nivritti, because after that part is where the process goes much smoother and we can gain attachment to Krishna. So another thing that we covered initially was in the Madhurya Kadambini by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Because our main focus is the anarthas and how to get rid of them, he explains the 4 types of anarthas. So 1 is anarthas arising from previous sin, 2, anarthas arising from previous pious activities, 3, anarthas coming from imperfectly performed bhakti, and 4, anarthas arising from offenses in devotional service. So there's an example of each here. So previous sin could be, the anarthas could be ignorance, ego, attachment, Anarthas arising from previous pious activity. When we do perform pious activity, we are entitled to the results of it, which also results in sense enjoyment, and we become attached to that. Anarthas from imperfectly performed bhakti, seva aparadh, and anarthas from offenses in devotional service, which should be classified as the 10 offenses: blasphemy to the holy name, blasphemy to devotees, etc. So now we're gonna be in continuation with this. We'll be covering some demons who represent many anarthas that we do not want in our life. And yeah, first up is Dhenukasura by Anjali.
So the first demon we're going to be talking about is Dhenukasura, and he represents the ignorance of knowledge. So a brief summary of the pastime of Dhenukasura. It started when the cowherd boys of Vrindavan crowded Krishna and Balaram, and they asked them to kill this demon Dhenukasura, who was occupying this beautiful forest named Talavana. And in this forest were beautiful fruits, sweet fruits that the cowherd boys really wanted to eat. And they couldn't because this demon was occupying the forest. So the cowherd boys asked Krishna and Balaram to defeat Dhenukasura, and so they could enjoy Talavana forest. So Krishna and Balaram agree, and they go to the forest, and immediately Balaram starts shaking the trees, trying to provoke Dhenukasura to come out. And Dhenukasura comes out and immediately starts fighting Balaram. He starts kicking him, and Balaram takes his legs and spins him and throws him. So that's how Balaram defeats Dhenukasura, and everyone's able to enjoy the fruits of the Talavana forest. So what does Dhenukasura represent? So Dhenukasura represents the ignorance of knowledge through foolishness. For example, if we were in school and a teacher gives us instructions to do something, or we have rules in school to follow, and when we don't follow them, that's a sign of foolishness. So Dhenukasura represents bad mentality, desire for profit, adoration, and distinction, desire for materialistic things. And we're craving these material desires, such as, for example, when we're spending excess money on things we don't actually need, like a beautiful purse from Prada, and that's $1,000. We don't actually need that, but we're indulging ourselves by spending things like that. Dhenukasura represents complete and total ignorance of one's eternal identity. Instead of serving Krishna and indulging in activities such as chanting, attending bhakti vrij, attending temple, instead we're indulging in non-Krishna conscious activities, which shows our material identity over our spiritual identity. And lastly, Dhenukasura represents misdirects one with delusions about what is actually worshipable. With Dhenukasura, in his past life, he was a son of Bali Maharaj, who was lounging in a nearby mountain with 1,000 women, and Durvasa Muni was actually meditating nearby. And Dhenukasura and these women were making a lot of noise, disturbing Durvasa Muni. So Durvasa Muni curses Dhenukasura for acting foolish and disturbing meditation and indulging in women instead of what he should be doing, chanting and meditating. So like this, for example, if a scientist that devotes his life to studying the leg of a mosquito, instead he only believes what he sees right in front of him. He doesn't believe that the soul is real because he can't see the soul. And he only believes in his body. So that is an example of ignorance of knowledge. And of course, drinking, smoking, partying, and indulging in other type of materialistic desires are an example of ignorance of knowledge. Lastly, this is a verse from Padma Purana, and we all know this verse. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances to him. In this verse, we recite this, praying to remove our wrongdoings every day. Every time before a lecture or discussing Krishna consciousness, and we recite this to remove our ignorance and be the best possible devotees we can be to serve Krishna.
They practiced. They may not be perfect, but they'll guide you through. Right? So it's nice. You can get. If you're already doing, that's nice. If you're not, practice with them after today's session. Right? So we'll see if you can do it along with them. We can see some yoga today, right? Are you ready? Okay. Very good. Okay, come, please line up after. Yeah, that's okay. Stand there. Just stand in one line, just like you did for the sloka. Yeah, come here. Okay, just look at me. Just face me. Everybody face towards me. One line up after Ram, right behind him. Everybody look at me now. All right. Now face towards the audience. Good. Now give some space between each other. All right, good. So maybe Ram, come this side a little bit. Come this side. Come here. Okay, give some space. All right, come forward. Line up nicely. All right, so I think one line is too big. Okay, now I'll touch you back and then you step out. One step back, okay? One step back. No, you stay there. Okay, one step back. Nikita, one step back. Come backward, yeah. All right, good. Stay here in one line. Here. Come here. Stand here. Look at. Okay, here. Okay, stand here. Right there. Good. Okay, everybody's ready? Okay, legs together. Hands close to your body. Right, so
Hare Krishna, please follow along what we practice.
Okay, thank you. So keep the mic there. Okay, everybody can follow them. So they learn the sequence of yoga. Started from meditation, then breathing exercise, then they did leg movements, then they did Surya Namaskar. Right, so we're not able to, we won't be doing the whole sequence. They start with laying down, relaxation. They do relaxation first, then they do meditation. It goes on like that. So they may not be doing that relaxation pose, but other one. Ram, please come back. All right, everybody's ready? Okay? Everybody sit down. And those who can sit on Padmasana can sit like that, or otherwise Ardha Padmasana, like one leg on, right leg on your left thigh, or left leg on your right thigh. Okay, sit straight, hands on Chin Mudra. Everybody sit straight, try to sit upright, hands on Chin Mudra like this, on hands like this, on your knee like this. See how the kids are sitting? Back straight, keep your eyes closed. Inhale. Exhale. When you inhale, your stomach goes up. Exhale, stomach goes in, not the chest. All right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Everybody close their eyes. Inhale. Audience can keep their eyes open so that you can see. Right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep breathing. Focus on your breathing. Keep your mind between your eyebrows and focus on the beautiful form of Krishna. Keep your eyes closed and to try to stay focused. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your back straight. Inhale. Keep your eyes closed. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now repeat with me. Inhale. 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 Shanti.
Shanti.
Shanti. Shanti. Hare Krishna. Now we will do breathing exercise. We just did Kapal Bhati. So in yoga, we go through a lot of stress, and sometimes our mind gets. In Bhagavad Gita it says mind. One of the qualities of mind is being obstinate, get locked up into thoughts. Okay, so sometimes we get locked up, get into a chain, then we don't know when to come out, right? So if we don't know, since we don't know most of the times, this exercise will help. The meditation first. Second is breathing exercise. Alright? So kids have already learned this. Are you ready? Okay. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, long breath. Exhale. 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 So when you do it, just throw the air out and stomach in. Hex, 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 hex. Watch my stomach. Hex, 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 hex. Inhale. Hold your breath for 12 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Release. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now your stress is gone. You're reset. Totally reset. Alright? Now you're all ready for the next session? Okay, next we will do Surya Namaskar. We did a couple of other exercises also. Alright? Everybody stand up. All kids stand up. I miss hit kids here. Alright. Now legs together. Legs together. Hands close to your body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now check around. Do you have enough space to do it? Okay, you should not hit each other, right? Okay, good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands together. Inhale, go up. Your hip forward. Hands close to your ear and stretch back. Lower back straight. Exhale, come down. Drop your head. Leg straight. Inhale, right leg backward. Right leg. Hold your breath. Left leg back. And keep it like a slanting plank. Both the legs back now. Exhale, touch the knee down. Knee first. Touch the knee down on the floor. Chest next. And forehead. Inhale, come to cobra. Exhale, V pose. Now your feet should be flat on the floor. V pose, Vihan, 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 V pose, V pose, V. Exhale, bring your right leg forward. Between your hands, push your hip down, look up, look up. No laughing. If you laugh, you'll get pain somewhere, alright? Push your hip down. Exhale up, both the legs together. Drop your head, legs straight, drop your head. Inhale, go up. Exhale, come down. Come down. Inhale, left leg back. Hold your breath, right leg back. Hips like a plank, right? Now exhale, knee, touch the knee down first. Chest next and forehead. Inhale, cobra pose. Cobra. Exhale, V pose. Exhale, V pose. Feet flat on the floor. Inhale, bring your left leg forward. Between your hands. Exhale, bring your right leg forward. Now legs together. Keep your legs straight. Drop your head. Good. Now inhale up. Drop your hands now. Exhale, drop your hands. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So these are our superstars, future superstars. So give a nice yes, okay. Now sit down, everybody sit down. Now this time
Continues walking without noticing the tigers.
It appears as if our young visitor is looking for something or looking for someone very important. I am certain he is from a royal family.
Dhruva walks on Gala.
Lord Narayan! Lord Narayan! Please show yourself to me.
Dhruva sits and the tiger cubs land near him along with the other animals.
Have you seen Lord Narayan? Do you know where he is? Can any of you tell me where to find him?
The sages I know meditate within their heart on Lord Narayan. I have heard the Lord appears to those who serve him with great faith and devotion.
I had never heard of a child risking his life for such a quest. Has your mother allowed you to come here alone, or did you leave home without permission? I have my mother's permission, but after what my father, the king, did to me, I don't care about his permission. Please tell us what happened. It all started the other day when me and my brother were playing in the royal halls. We both ran to sit on my father's lap, but Uttamam's mother, Queen Suruchi, refused to let me sit on my father's lap, saying I needed to be born from her womb to sit on my father's lap. My father said nothing. His silence hurt my feelings. I was so angry that I ran to my mother for help. She advised me to pray to Lord Narayan. This is why I'm here. We will all help you. Dhruva, children our age are busy playing and having fun. Don't be bothered by Queen Suruchi's words. Practice tolerance and you will feel satisfied. To see Lord Narayan takes many lifetimes. Go home and when you are older I will help you. Sage, please understand. I will not be able to go home until I see Lord Narayan. I want to ask him for a kingdom greater than my grandfather Lord Brahma. Please help me. Dhruva, if you are so desirous, I will give you a special mantra. Along with severe austerities, chanting this mantra will help you gain the Lord's blessings. Repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Stayed in the forest and undertook several penances for 6 months in order to learn God.
Yes. Step back a little. Step back.
My dear Dhruva, I am very pleased with you. I grant you all your desires. Please ask for any wishes.
My dear God, I wanted a kingdom and power, but now that I see you, there is nothing I want in this world. You are my greatest treasure.
Dhruva, I grant you the pole star. This is my very own star and it will never be destroyed. From now on, it will be known as Dhruvalok, and at the end of your life on earth, you will come to me and live with me eternally.
Anyone?